Yeah, welcome to today's class. We are still on loops. Today we want to look at difference between a while loop and a do while loop. Is just a brief class to end do while loop, and then we'll move into nested loop. So I just want to show you the difference. So I'm going to write the same program using these two loops, right? So I will say for a while loop, I will say include stdio dot h, right? And then I'll say int main and main function. Then inside here, I'll declare a variable int in the integer realm. I'll declare a variable a, and I will assign a value 0 to it. Then here I will say while the condition a less than 5. I will do this. I will increment a plus plus. Then I will say print f a percentage d slash n comma a, another statement. Then I will come here and I will do this. Then I will say return 0. Then I will close this. So this is the while loop. Now let's write a do while loop. So here I will say this same thing, include stdio dot h. Then I will say int main then I will declare the same variable int a, and I will assign 0 to it. Then here I will say do. Then I will go in. I will do a plus plus. Then I will say print f a percentage d slash n a. All right. Hope you can still see. Then I will say I will close this. Then I will say while a less than 5. All right. Then return 0. Then I will close this. All right. So this is my program. This is a while loop, and this is a do while loop. Same program. So what will be the output of this program? The two programs will give me 5 iterations, right? What I did. One, two, three, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The two programs will give me 5 iterations. First, here, I assign 0 to A. I'm declaring a variable A in the integer realm. I assign 0 to it. Then to check the condition, why A is less than 5. A is 0, that is true. So A is 0. A is 0, so that is true. It will go in, it will increment A. So it will increment A to 1. Then it will print out A, 1. Then it will go back again. And it will check the condition, right? 1 is less than 5. That is true. It will come in, it will increment it to 2. Then it will print out A, 2. Then it will go back again and check. 2 is less than 5. That is true. It will go in, it will increment this place to 3. Then it will print out A, 3. Then it will go back again and check. 3 is less than 5. That is true. It will come in, it will increment it to 4. Then it will print out A4. Then it will print out A5. So it will print out A to 5. It will increment this one from 4 to 5, then it will print out 5, right? This is the increment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 iterations, 1 to 5. Same thing will happen here. The same thing that's happened here will happen here. Now, you have your A. It will do A plus plus. That is, this is A. Initially, A is 0. A plus plus will give you 1. Then it will print out this. So it will print out A, 1. Then it will check the condition. So here, it is checking the condition before entering the loop. While here, it has entered the loop before checking the condition. Then, in this one, you are seeing this semicolon at the end of this condition. But here, there is no semicolon. If you put a semicolon here, this loop becomes an infinite loop. It didn't throw you an error, but it will become an infinite loop. So this one doesn't exist here. That is another thing that you have to note. For a do-while loop, there is a semicolon at the end of this condition statement, but there is no semicolon here. Now, this loop will give me the same output as this. It will give me the same output as this one, the same 5 iteration. But what happens if I change this place to 5? And I change this place to 5. Yeah, it will check. While A less than 5, A is 5, less than 5. 5 is not less than 5. So this is not true. Nothing will happen. It will come out of the loop. Right? It will come out of the loop. If there was any statement here, it will come to this place. But since there is no statement, it will just return, meaning nothing is going to be printed out on the screen for this while loop, because at the very beginning, the condition is false. But for this one, you assign 5 to A. It will come in. It will increment this one. A is 5. Then it will increment it to what? 6. Then to print it out. So this one will print out A, 6. Then to check the condition. 6 is less than 5. That is not true. It will go out. But it has printed out one output. So this is like the case of Moses passing the Red Sea. This is like the case of Joshua passing river Jordan. In this one, you have to test the condition. So the condition is that Moses has to stretch the rod for the sea to part before they can go in and cross. While in this one, they stepped in first. So in manifestation in reality, using programming as a guide, is that there are situations in your life that you'll have to apply this concept. Meaning you have to check the condition first before you step out. While there are other conditions in your life, moments in your life in which you have to use this method. You have to step in faith. Go out first before we now check whether the thing will work or not. So you are moving in faith. So these two are practically applicable. This is a while loop in the case of Moses. This is a do while loop in the case of Joshua. So that is what I wanted to demonstrate to you in this class of difference between a while and a do while loop. So let's go to code block and let me demonstrate this for you to see what the output will be at the initial point, and then when the variables are initialized with 5. So we'll see it in code block and see what the output will be. So in the next class, I'm going to teach you nested loop. So let's go to code block. Okay, so this is our code block. As you can see, I have written the two. The first one is a while loop, and then the second one is a do while loop, right? So I had to use, because of the way I'm writing it, I have to use two different variables, A and B. So I'm using the A for the while loop, and then I'm using the B for the do while loop. But on the board, I use the same variable because I was explaining on the board. So I'm going to execute this code. I wrote the two loops inside the main function. So this is the while loop, and then this is the do while loop, right? So I'm going to execute it, and then you will see what the output will be. Both of them will give us the same output. A equals to A1 up to 5 and B1 up to 5. Let me execute it. So you can see the output for A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Then for the do while loop, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, both of them are given the same output, right? Okay. Now, let me change the value of A. I initialize A to 5, and then I initialize B to 5, and then re-execute. And then you will see what this one, the while loop, will give me as the output, and then what the do while loop will give me as the output. So let's compile and run again. You can see that this while loop did not present anything. Output of the while loop, nothing came out. It only printed out output of the while loop, because this is to be printed out even before you enter into the loop. So output of the while loop, but under it, nothing came out. While this one, output of the do while loop, output of do while loop will print out 6, because it's going to execute this before testing the condition. So that is different. So the while loop will test the condition first before entering the loop, while a do while loop will enter the loop before testing the condition. So whatever statement is inside the loop will have to be executed first before the condition is tested. That's the difference between a while loop and a do while loop. And I give an illustration of Moses and Joshua, right? So that is what I want to show you in this class. So till we see in the next class. Bye-bye.